Oh shit.
We're rolling in the deep.
Time to go.
Sorry.
And the adventure begins.
I don't really know. I know generally where it's at, but I'm gonna try to do it without looking at a map.
So I was gonna say, why don't you just bring up the world map and kind of mark a general location?
I guess I can do that.
So Mario is like chilling like a felon back here on your couch. Like he is
Fuck.
sunk in
It's
the
weird.
couch.
Fuck. Oh god, I'm struggling. Pull out. So
Pull out.
yeah, it's probably right here-ish.
It is around right there. It's near Tenpenny Tower.
Yeah, it's near it, but it's not quite near it at the same time.
So I got a question for you. How much did you spend on your top loader?
It was Mark's when he was a kid,
Really?
so it was free. Do you know how much they go for though?
Lots.
100, 120, somewhere in between. You'll see them usually.
Because I want a top loader because
They work so much better.
Glitching, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I want to get? A Famicom.
Oh!
What the hell's
Outcast. What are they fighting?
They're assholes though.
Yeah, they
I
are.
love their armor though.
Yeah, me too.
What are they fighting? Oh, float
It's
fly.
like, I used to really like the
Yeah.
Brotherhood of Steel, but I don't
They're
like
assholes
them.
too. Yeah, I don't like them either.
So I also got me and Matthew were talking about this the other day. This is the T45 power armor they're wearing in this game, right?
Yes. T45D.
Is T45D in 76?
yeah,
Why?
It's the low end armor.
Why?
I don't know, because Bethesda doesn't understand their own lore.
Apparently. Little pet peeves, man. This bug me.
Because they have T45, they have T51, they have T60, and then they have the XO1 in that game.
Is there a T45B?
I don't
The
know.
winterized?
I don't know what the number variants are, but in 76 there's 45, 51, 60, and then 01.
Yeah, that's the same as 4. I don't really like how they did the power armor though in Fallout 4. How it was like a vehicle.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I like that a lot more. To be honest, I know it sounds stupid, but I like the concept.
The only reason why I didn't like it was because you can literally ditch your armor in the wasteland, and it's like if you want it back, you gotta go back there and get it.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of annoying.
Oh, where is
what
it?
the hell's shooting you
Maybe
with?
it's
Plasma.
Enclave?
It's
That's
strong.
plasma.
Is it Enclave?
I don't know. I didn't
It's
think
strong.
Enclave shouldn't even be present at this point in the
No, they shouldn't. Is it like a Mr. Gutsy?
game. You're probably right. It is probably.
I don't think
a
they
Mr.
fire
Gutsy.
plasma, do they? I thought
Yeah.
they fired
Yeah,
just
they
regular
do.
laser.
The
No.
military version ones.
It's
Oh,
fucking strong. Hammett
Sar-
Metro.
What are the military versions of Mr. Gutsy called?
Mr. Gutsy.
Yeah.
No, Mr.
Mr.
Oh.
Handy and Mr.
Mr.
Gutsy.
Mr. Handy and Mr. Gutsy.
Mr.
That's
Gutsy's
right.
the military
version,
one.
Mr. Handy's the housemaid.
For some reason, I wanted to call Mr. Gutsy Sergeant something.
I saved right before they started shooting at me too. I just had a weird feling.
You'll get away. Don't worry.
No,
You
I'm
got
not
your
going.
weapons holstered.
Yeah.
You might as well be the Flash at this point.
Well, if I took the armor off, I'd be even quicker.
Is this the game with the lush green wasteland with the tree?
Oasis.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Just
got
wanted to make
Harold.
sure. That's my favorite part of the game.
I thought I would have been able to see 10 penny.
I feel
oh,
like this-
nope. The behemoth's down there.
This game feels much more like a wasteland than Fallout 3
That's
or
why I
Fallout
like it
New
more.
Vegas or Fallout 4. What?
That's why I like it more.
Yeah, me too.
You know what? You're right. Yeah. I think it's what gave this game more of appeal.
You know, the green filter's not that noticeable right now. On this TV, at least.
I never minded it myself, but then when you played Fallout 4, it's like really apparent because of how colorful that game is,
Yeah.
which I did like, but I agree with the opinion, and it's a common opinion. Fallout 4 is a good game. It's not a good Fallout game.
Yeah. Well, it's like, people always bash
Yeah.
Resident Evil 6, right?
Yeah.
I tell people I don't like that game that much, but if you look at Resident Evil 6 as a not Resident Evil game, you look at it as a generic action shooter,
Yeah.
it's fine. People judge it because of Resident Evil.
I've never played RE6, but I know that game offers you get a lot of meat in that game,
I
man.
love that
Yeah, it's a
game.
lot of
Like,
variety.
you get a lot of campaign. Like, what is it? 4 different campaigns you can play.
Yep, it's Chris. It's Chris and
What's over
Piers.
there?
It's Ada, and then it's Sherry and Jake, and then it's Leon
don't
and
look.
Helena.
Just don't look. Keep going.
Leon and Helena is a good campaign. Let me describe it the best way I can, with my personal standpoint of it.
Yeah.
That feels more to me like it felt Resident Evil 4. If that's what it felt, that's what that campaign felt like to me.
Yeah.
The Chris and Piers, Call of Duty, whatever. Just tack it on Call of
Oh,
Duty with
yeah,
monsters.
and
It's
that's what
fine.
it is.
Jake and Sherry was. That one's hard to describe. It's what Resident Evil's direction was heading in at the time, which is more like action based, kind of like the movies.
Yeah.
But Jake was like his own like standalone character. Hey, it's Wesker's son, whatever. But yeah. And then Ada's was more the Splinter Cell type style because she's more like secretive and blah blah blah. It's not really like sneaky though, but you get what I mean.
As best stealth as you're gonna get in a fucking Resident Evil.
It had a lot to offer, and personally, I loved it. I loved that fucking game so much. I platinumed it when it first. Actually,
Yeesh.
I was with you when you got it, because you went to go pick it up. You pre-ordered it.
I got it launch night, and
Yeah,
I was
and
like,
I bought it launch
I beat
night.
Leon's campaign, and I beat Chris's, and I was like, yeah, yep, freeze
This
number
is our
one.
first crash.
No, we're good.
Wow. So
Oh,
Dan, what's your
motherfucker.
opinion of Resident Evil 7? Oh man.
I saw a post today that pissed me the fuck off. It said that Ed and Eddie was a subpar cartoon. None of the
No.
jokes were funny, and I was like, what?
Ed
Are you,
and
like,
Eddie was
rated?
awesome. But that's the thing. I went to school with a bunch of kids, and I'd mention Ed and Eddie. Oh, I didn't like that show, and I'm just like, how the fuck do you not like Ed and Eddie?
Slapped the taste out their mouth for saying that
Yeah.
shit.
Like Ed and Eddie was funny. In fact,
Oh, I found it. We're good.
fun fact, Daniel, my first time watching Ed and Eddie was with you and Patrick. When we
Motherfucker.
were little, man. Like,
So
I
that
don't,
was me and Cody's shit back then.
I don't remember what house it was, but I know you guys had like a giant fucking inner tube in your backyard. Like a big black inner
That
tube.
might have been Mulberry.
Like donut.
That
But-
might have been Mulberry, to be honest.
It was the house that Peanut Butter
Oh, that was Fairground.
Yeah.
That was Fairground. Yeah, that's when my dad had that fucking playhouse in the backyard that my mom broke to fucking pieces. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I remember we
Jesus
watched it because
Christ.
the first episode I ever saw was the clubhouse one where they're building a fucking treehouse
Oh,
and
Ed, why do you have that
Yeah.
helmet tied to your butt?
for protection. Ed, it's supposed to go in your head. It's my butt, Eddie. Like,
Dude,
yeah.
that was me and him shit. Like, literally, there's on my old video camera. That was literally, me and Cody are just literally filming Slide on the Soap.
You know what pisses me off?
Not finding this. There it is.
I know. I was right next to it earlier,
Mhm.
because there's like a farm like right up here, and I was like, oh, I was getting shot at, so I went the wrong direction. I was heading toward it.
Robinson.
Son of a bitch.
But like,
Cody.
to be honest with you, Daniel, like the memories are very hazy, but I remember at your mom's old apartment up all those stairs. You know that place?
That's the one on Antietam, ain't it?
Yeah, I think. But I remember hanging out with Cody the first time I ever saw commercial advertising at Ed and Eddie when they were like, check out the new show on Cartoon Network, Ed and Eddie, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. You know what I remember about that apartment on Antietam?
What?
Being afraid to walk up the stairs because of the
fucking
fence.
bees.
Yeah!
They were-
Every time!
They were carpenter bees.
I was freaked the fuck up to walk up his stairs.
I
It
rem-
scared the shit out of me.
I remember, like, Cody had this little fucking, like, flower bed kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I remember that.
I'd pull rocks out of it and
Yeah.
throw them.
And, well, there was one time we were hanging out on your, like, back deck, and you were, like, eating something, and you threw the fork onto the neighbor's roof.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, wait.
I was
that
telling
Efron?
Tyler
think.
about that just the other day. I said we used to live up on this third floor apartment. We were sitting at the traffic light in front of it,
Yeah.
and I said I used to have a slingshot, and he said yeah, and I said and there was this flower bed on the corner of my balcony, and he said yeah, and I said I'd pick rocks out and I would shoot the neighbor's house, and he was like what? And I was like no, I really would.
It's such a Cody fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, you remember where your bedroom was, right, in there? And
Yeah.
you remember, I don't know if they were curtains, but those things with, like, the football player on them?
Dude,
Yeah.
Like-
we had them curtains. We got them curtains at one point, I
Dude.
think. Or we had the same ones, because I remember those curtains vividly.
I remember when we were really fucking little, me, you, and Ozzy were hanging out, and, like, you were cracking jokes about something, and you pointed at like, the fucking football player
Poop my
curtains.
pants,
Yeah,
need a
you're
new
like, Mom, I
diaper."
pooped my pants, I need a new diaper.
Do you remember we
Oh my
used to
God.
open that screen on,
Oh,
on my
shit.
bedroom,
Yeah.
and we would yell out the window at people? Did you ever do that with me?
Yeah.
I was telling Tyler that too. I said I would pop open that window up there and I'd be like, hey! Yell at people and they'd look up, I'd be like, poop or something, I don't know. Because he was like, why would you yell something like that? I'm like, well, we used to say certain words and I would say, Mom, is this a cuss word? And she'd say, no, you can say it. So I would say like idiot and crap and stuff, and I asked her if piss was a bad word, and she was like, well, I mean, you shouldn't say that one especially, but no, it's not a bad word, so I would just shoot out piss everywhere.
I don't know if you remember it, but I remember, like, when we were really little, man, like, every time me and you would get together, we wouldn't, I don't know why, it's just fucking dumb kids, but we'd be like, oh, hey, butthole,
Yeah.
butthole, butthole,
Cod
like, calling
Uzi
each other
Scoop was a
butthole.
famous one for that.
Yeah, well,
I also remember, I remember Cody's room being in both, like, ends in that apartment.
yeah,
The
when
front?
it was in the front, it was really early on.
Yeah, that's whenever I first, like, started hanging out at your house where you was playing Quest.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
your room was up at the front.
Yeah.
You had the bunk beds.
Because one time I hooked I put a tent together on the balcony out there, and I drug my TV and my N64 out my window into the tent. That
Remember
was
we did that at my
cool.
mom's house, too, on Fairground Avenue. We did it on
Yeah,
that
we
balcony
did.
upstairs.
And we had those
We
pink,
played Smash Brothers.
we had those pink wintergreen mitts.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
remember the time you made Katie eat a cheese puff from under the couch?
Yeah.
Oh, my dear God. Why would you do that to that poor girl?
Okay, we were like hanging out in the living room, and Cody found a fucking cheese puff. I don't know where he got it, but it was old, and he found it like in the couch or under it or something. And Katie came out, and Cody's like, "Hey, Katie, you want a cheese puff?" And she ate it, and he started laughing. And he's like, "I got it from under the couch."
That is such a Cody fucking thing to do. Like, literally, every time I hear these stories, I'm like, yeah, but he'd be doing that shit now.
I
too.
would be, probably.
Hey, Dan, you should eat this. Case in point, skip to a cut of, like, mass later. Dan, you should go do this. Dan's gonna jump across that lake and up to that little island. If I want to. No, he's gonna do it.
You never did.
No, I never did. But, no, I remember that. I remember a lot of shit, though.
Yeah.
I remember, I swear to God, I know we're not the only ones in the world to do it, but every time I see that meme of, like, me at 3 a.m. opening up a bag of shredded cheese and eating it,
Yeah.
I instantly think of me and Cody at his house on, not Antietam. It's, further down from the corner pub. That little apartment.
The one that was behind Bester.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's where we would go into that kitchen and eat the cheese.
We'd have
Hey, Dan.
cheese and crackers.
Lid.
Dude,
Lid at 3 a.m.
I
Laughing
remember-
so hard at Lid.
I remember one time I stayed at your house on Mulberry, Cody,
Yeah.
and it was so damn hot, and like you were
Uh-huh.
hanging out with those neighbor kids, Kevin and Keith.
And we broke into their house at
Yeah,
night.
because they were like, and you were playing that Yu-Gi-Oh game, and like it was so hot that I like positioned your fan to where like it funneled all the air blowing under the bottom bunk, and I slept underneath the bunk beds
because of all the air
Yeah, because
circulation.
all the air was flowing under there. But do you remember the time we found Mark sleeping under your bed?
Yeah, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Why was he under there?
Because he was weird.
Yeah, come to think of it, Mark got really fat.
Well, dude,
Man,
I just remember Mark vanished, and everyone was like looking for him, and I think it was Cody that found him, but Mark was like literally laying like on his side under the bed, like back in the corner, and like I still to this day I have no idea why he slept there.
Dude, are
Like,
you
what
having
the
fun
fuck?
slipping out the little baby farts?
what are you talking about?
Okay.
Is someone tooting?
Not me.
Dude, I can
Damn.
pinpoint his farts a mile away.
He
Like, come
who
on.
smelt it, dealt it.
That smells like a Walmart bathroom.
Ugh.
Really? Who you playing?
The fucked up part is, I can completely imagine what that Walmart bathroom sounds like. Oh man.
I remember that was that apartment on Mulberry. That's
Yeah.
when you played fucking Vice City a lot.
Yeah.
that was a cool game.
That's when I played Kingdom Hearts and I fell asleep playing it, I think. No, that was Patrick of Legends of Dragoon.
Yeah, he fell asleep fighting a boss.
Mid cutscene, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they had the boss, yeah.
I remember that time when on Mulberry I went over to Cody's and the fucking neighbor kid played his Vice City save so long it corrupted his game.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah. And he couldn't fucking like change outfits or anything.
Yeah, it was a weird corrupt because
Yeah.
it still worked,
It still worked, but you couldn't change your
and you
outfit.
couldn't do cutscenes or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a long time ago, man.
Well, I think that's pretty good right there, actually, as a thing. I got lost, but we found our way. I got out of Tranquility Lane.
And here we are, almost done the game.
I'm gonna talk to Dad real quick, wherever he's at.
Daddy-o.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Qui-Gon
Arizona,
Jinn. I mean,
time
it's
to go,
Liam
go,
Neeson. I mean, it's
go.
Taken. I don't even know the dad's name from Taken.
Dad, it was me who got you rescued from being taken by the Nazi.
I don't know what you want. Wake me up from my sleep again. We'll find you.
I'm only pumping science
I have no son.
and speech because
No,
I need to get through Little Lamplight.
You got it perfect once to put it on me.
Yeah, who fucking busted ass?
It's been Cody for like the past 20
Are
minutes.
you busting ass?
Bro, I'm not stupid.
He's the one who keeps fucking talking about it.
I'm
I
not
just-
fucking stupid.
No,
I've
I
not
seriously-
been busting ass.
I seriously just got a whiff.
I recognize the Cody farts a mile away.
Dan.
That's creepy. But
Stop.
I recognize Cody farts a mile away.
Stop pinpointing stuff on me. It's not me.
Okay.
As we've established in this episode, we've spent enough of our childhoods together to where Dan can fucking identify you by your fart imprint.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting ready to go. I'm wrapping this up in like a minute or two.
We're wrapping it up in a neat little bow.
I'm like at the end of it, so it's gonna be sick. We're almost ready.
Okay.
Leveled up twice from that quest. Look at that.
So what level are you now? Like 2?
4.
4? Wow.
Let's see what the time stampy is.
5 minutes.
It's less than an hour.
I don't know why, but I just thought of something goofy. I can't remember what brand of chips
1 hour,
it
4
was,
minutes.
but I saw this fucking bag of chips, and instead of being the family size or the party size, it was called the Party Pounder. And I just think that's funny.
It's fucking tight. Alright, see y'all.
Well, later.